Greetings, AP coordinators. It's season 3 of Coordinated.
Also known as the most wonderful time of the year for anyone in education. Summer is finally here.
And to keep our faithful listeners engaged at an appropriate level, we have some lighter content to cover. Not as much conversation about policies and deadlines and AP registration and ordering.
So please relax. We coordinators, we have earned it. Kick back, grab your favorite summertime beverage, and enjoy the conversation.
Derek Cometa here.
Along with myself, Rachel McBride, welcome to the show for AP coordinators.
Welcome to Coordinated.
Hi everyone, I'm Carly Suge, high school counselor and AP coordinator. As an AP coordinator, I know at times it can seem like we are all alone at our schools. It's not a great feeling. But like any good counselor, I do have a solution to offer. Consider attending a free online AP coordinator workshop this summer. I've personally attended these workshops and found them to be so valuable. Not only did I get the latest updates from the AP program, it was also great to collaborate with other coordinators and shake that feeling of being all alone. These workshops are perfect for both new and experienced AP coordinators. We learn about getting the school year started, setting up AP registration and ordering, enrolling students, and ordering exams. I especially enjoy watching the live demos. Plus, the best practices and interactive conversation always help to improve my efficiency and productivity. Who doesn't love that? The workshops are led by experienced AP coordinators who work in schools and districts just like us. They are hosted online over Zoom, 3 hours long, and free of charge. Last summer, a majority of the workshops filled to capacity. To give yourself the maximum amount of scheduling options, don't delay. Go to collegeboard.org/AP coordinator training to register right now. We'll put a link in the show notes of this episode as well. Don't miss out. The workshops are highly rated. In fact, one might even say they are good as gold. See you there.
Summertime means many different things for everyone involved in the AP program. However, there is one thing that everyone has an interest in, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone. District leadership, school administration, AP teachers, AP students and their parents, and of course, AP coordinators.
Wow, Derek, that's a lot of people. This must be good. And yes, as we've talked about in previous episodes, we hope that summertime has been an opportunity for everyone, especially AP coordinators, to relax, recharge, and refocus.
Now, that one thing in common to everyone, it shows up like clockwork every July.
Fireworks and barbecues, right?
Yes, that. But I'm also talking about the release of AP score reports.
Of course you are. Fireworks and barbecues are just as fun though, right? I know that our students are eagerly awaiting this moment to see how they did on the AP exam. At my school, I think the AP teachers and administrators are just as anxious. It's an exciting time.
It is especially exciting for AP coordinators like me, who are also secretly, or maybe not so secretly, since I just declared it on our podcast, secretly data geeks.
Yeah, that's definitely you, not me. I work with words.
I loved crunching the numbers. I loved working with my AP teachers to figure out what areas we were doing well in, and of course, identifying areas of potential improvement.
Absolutely. As educators, we are lifelong learners, so there is always time for reflection and improvement. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Why don't we start with the basics? Like maybe where these reports can be found? Can we talk about that first?
Absolutely. So AP score reports are accessed online at AP Score Reports for Educators. That's scores.collegeboard.org. We'll put a link in the show notes, of course. In order to access that site, all authorized AP teachers, AP coordinators, principals, and district administrators must have a College Board education professional account. A majority of our listeners probably have an account already.
Okay, Derek, that's the where. Now about the when. When can we access these reports? Like I said earlier, we are all eagerly waiting.
A great follow-up question. 2021 AP score reports for exams taken in Administration 1 and Administration 2 will be released in 3 separate groups. First, on Wednesday, July 21st at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, subject score rosters and student score reports become available. Then, 2 days later, on Friday, July 23rd at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, instructional planning reports, organization score rosters, and summary reports become available. And then finally, the following week, on Tuesday, July 27th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Student Datafile and Scholar Award reports are good to go. And for exams taken in Administration 3 and Administration 4, for those scores, well, most of those scores will be available by Monday, August 16th.
All right, Derek. So that's where and the when, but there's a whole lot more to talk about, right?
There is, and that means, well, of course you know what that means, Rachel. It's time to call in an expert, and in this case, I mean the expert. Today, we are so fortunate to have with us Alice Safford. Alice is the Senior Director of, you guessed it, AP Score Reporting. And on a personal note, Alice used to be my neighbor in the College Board offices back in Reston, Virginia. You know, back when everyone was actually working in the office. Needless to say, we shared a lot of good laughs together. Hey, Alice. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys. I definitely miss our morning chats in the office, Derek.
Sadly, that seems like a long time ago. But thank you so much again for being with us. Let's jump right in. As you heard, Rachel and I talked about where and when. Now we can really use your expertise. So how about if you talk about, and you probably guessed the next topic, who, as in who is authorized to access AP score reports?
Sure. Let's start with the teachers. Only teachers currently authorized through the AP course audit have access to their students' exam scores. To view reports for the 2021 exam administration, teachers must have course authorization for that school year. And teachers must have their course authorization renewed every year to continue to access current and previous year's score reports.
Okay, so that's AP teachers.
Yes. And recently in June, the College Board emailed 2021 access codes to AP coordinators and principals that were designated on their school's 2020-21 participation forms. So for those who do not have a code, contact your principal or AP coordinator for the access code.
Okay, and what about educators who already have access to AP course audit or AP registration and ordering?
Great question. Those who already have access to AP course audit or AP registration and ordering for their school will not need to add a code, as they will already have access to AP scores. So let me repeat that so it's not confusing. Those who already have access to AP course audit or AP registration and ordering already have access to AP scores. Separately, for district level access, please have your district superintendent reach out to AP Services for Educators to add or update users for district access.
Okay, Alice, that's great information. I'm sorry to interrupt, but can I jump in with a quick question? As an AP coordinator, I want to ask about granting AP score report access to department chairs. Sometimes the department chair may have access to see the AP subject they teach, but they want to see all AP subjects in their department. I mean, the whole department is their responsibility.
Great question. Two options here. Department chairs can request that an administrator forward score data to them. Or, alternately, the school's principal may provide them with an access code that will give them school administrator access. With school administrator level access, department chairs will have access to all student level results from the school, including subjects outside of their department.
Got it. That's an important distinction there. I'll have to talk to my administration about this. Giving out full administrator access is giving out full visibility to everything. I'd want to be sure my administration is okay with that.
Good idea.
And speaking of, quote, full access, all those reports, I am not exaggerating when I say there are so many, like about a dozen or so. I think the last time I checked. Hey, Rachel, while we have Alice on the show, let's be efficient. Let's be good AP coordinators. Let's make the most of the time. Which reports would you like to talk about?
Well, we have to start with the big one, the Instructional Planning Report.
Good one. This is probably the most popular among AP teachers as it's commonly used as a professional development tool. The Instructional Planning Report is a subject-specific and form-specific report. An important note before I go on, the Instructional Planning Report is available only for exams taken in Administration 1.
Great. I was actually going to ask that next. It's like you read my mind. Please continue.
So a little more about the Instructional Planning Report. This report breaks down the performance of your students on the multiple choice and free response sections, where applicable, and on specific topics within that AP exam. And then it compares your students' performance to all students in your state and globally. Those courses with performance tasks or portfolio components like art and design, computer science principles, and capstone courses will have details across content areas, tasks, and end of course exams where applicable as well.
These are wonderful reports that many schools use for professional development, as you said. So helpful. Anything new to mention for those who are already using them?
Yes, we are very excited about the improvements this year because they reflect the new units in the course and exam descriptions. Content will be clearly organized by categories such as units, skills, practices, etc. And for many subjects, teachers will find more detail about how students scored on each part of the rubric, particularly on free response questions. So, this more granular level of detail, combined with the report's ability to drill down into subsets of students by teacher, class section, grade, and score, we hope this will continue to be a valuable professional development tool when used in conjunction with AP Classroom and other exam resources on AP Central.
That is pretty amazing, Alice. I cannot wait to see them. And what about another report? How about the subject score roster?
Well, the subject score roster is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a roster for each AP subject, listing all students and their AP scores. It also includes key metrics such as participation numbers, average scores, and state and global comparisons. It's a really great summary for schools.
All right, we're on a roll. How about the student score report?
The student score report is an individual cumulative report for a single AP student. So this report will list scores for every AP exam taken by that student, their demographic information, and then any AP Scholar or AP Capstone awards earned throughout their high school career. Coordinators can access this report from the subject score roster or organization score roster.
Great. This is the report that I and many other schools actually print and put a copy in the student's cumulative file on campus.
Right. And related to this, I should also mention there is a student data file available. So this is a downloadable CSV file containing cumulative student score report data for each AP student who tested. This file can be opened in Excel or uploaded to other systems for internal analysis and planning. So this is really for all those data geeks out there. If you do have a custom process by which you ingest this file, please make sure to review the latest changes to the file specification. Those will be effective this July 27th. Details can be found at collegeboard.org/AP-datafile, one word.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alice. We'll be sure to put that link in our show notes as well. And hey, as one of those self-proclaimed data geeks, I want to jump back in with one quick message around how often the data in score reports is updated. And Alice, please correct me if I'm wrong. It is my understanding that AP score reports are updated on an almost daily basis with the most recent score and student data available. So if schools have delayed scores from Administration 1 or Administration 2, or they are waiting for scores from Admin 3 or Admin 4, just check back often in July and August as updates come in. Coordinators can see when the data was last updated by looking at the report update date in the upper right-hand corner of their reports. Did I get that right?
That is correct. We are constantly updating to provide schools with the most complete set of score data possible.
Awesome. Rachel, thank you so much, as always, for joining the conversation today.
Of course.
And Alice, we thank you so much for all the expert insight into your world of AP score reports. We really appreciate your time, especially right now when you are, getting score reports ready for the entire world.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast, guys. And if AP coordinators have any questions about AP score reports, please go to apcentral.collegeboard.org/scores for more information. And Derek?
I got it. We'll put that link in the show notes as well. Alice, as I said, I miss seeing you in the office. It was it was great to catch up with you over Zoom, though. Thank you once again.
It was so good to see you guys, too. And again, thanks to all the AP coordinators for their amazing work. We can't do this without you. I really hope you guys enjoy your score reports this year.
Season 3 of Coordinated is co-authored and co-hosted by Derek Cometa and myself, Rachel McBride. Derek also records, produces, and engineers the show. Our executive producer is Bill Lankinow. Our podcast logo is courtesy of the amazingly talented Amy O. Amy is a rising senior and AP student at Savannah Arts Academy. Our theme song is Good as Gold by Jackie Ray. Jackie is a former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School.
Thanks also to Edward Biederman, Terry Redican, and all my colleagues in the AP program for their support of the show. It's truly a blessing to have these moments to engage with my favorite people in all of education. And AP coordinators, please do enjoy your summer break. For all you do, you clearly deserve it. And for all you do, you are truly good as gold.
Just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.